Hi, it's Diggin, and this is the vibe. I'm going to continue. I was talking about my last video of a storm coming, and it was a storm and is going to be a storm from hell. And the video ended with my saying I would screw myself into, I was going to say, the ground, chain myself to the ground because the winds will be well over 200 miles an hour. We're talking, and if we're dangling outside, I doubt that we would be able to withstand that. I mean, our poor skin. So it doesn't matter which way we want to cut this. We do have to come out of denial, accept this type of information, um, Google the information, investigate the information, check out the validity of what it is that is being shared, and ask yourself: do you want to prepare yourself, or do you want to wing it? Winging it is going to be a little more difficult than one might might anticipate, unless, of course, you've got the understanding that in order to survive something like this, you have to stay on the go. You have to weave in and out of situations because there is not going to be any one spot that is saved. Not if the whole world shifts, moves like Pangea. This hasn't been since the beginning of when? Since the beginning of time. And we're warned that it's going to be this way. And man thinks small. A warning of such degree that the world has never seen before? Come on. Are we all sleeping? Are we all dull-eyed? Are we all just so numbed out that there is absolutely no reaction? Reaction is you have to stay aware and in tuned with information around you. And something like that is huge information that should be not only thought about, but a preparation for it and emergency issues played out. That's what should be. I'm just here by myself, so it's just me I have to worry about. That's good. I mean, I worry about my children and grandchildren, of course, but in the immediate, as far as a dwelling, it's only me that I have to worry about. So I know that if I gotta escape, I'm out of here, you know. But yeah, I mean, I did begin to get some stuff already, but like I had mentioned um, uh, a while ago, I got robbed, and it's really sad, that people would do something like that, and it's not because I don't notice things that aren't missing or this and that. It's just the fact that somebody, would not consider, what it took and the time out, and the fact that someone is willing to steal things and not work and pay for things. Um, what would make them think that moving forward their karma would be a good one? I mean, even if they got away with it at the moment, they're still building up really negative karma. And then it is going to be in situations like this where what could possibly be robbed from them is information to survive, is where you could find water, is where, and that's just an example, we should not be doing that amongst human beings. you know, when survival is not going to be of the fittest, but survival is going to be a key, because there's going to be that understanding. It all screws up. We could end up being the only person alive on Earth, and then what? Life is worth living? Really? Yeah. Hmm. You know, and what it is taking the time to gather things that if by chance it were to happen now, right now, and I'm sleeping in any way, I've got that packed, ready to go, and be able to have a good chance at surviving. And people always seem to build really lousy karma and really lousy webs, and you know, yeah, I'm still wheeling from all of it. I'm still wheeling from it, and trying so hard to just stay focused on what is really important, and that is knowing how to stay alive, and blowing the trumpet, announcing. Now, what this is announcing um, uh, is weathering a storm. I mentioned this storm that is a storm from hell that Nibiru, Planet X, Planet 9, Planet of the Crossing, it brings with it. Now, the only thing, the only event that I can compare it to, and it was a monster of event. I would not ever have liked to live through that. I don't know how all that worked. What I do know was I was brought there. It scared the living hell out of me. It really did. And I was like two, three times, four times over, you know, going, get me out of here. Oh man, and those waters, they sounded mean. And when they sound like that, when they sound like they are alive, you don't want to hear it. No, because you know nothing good is going to come out of it, if anything comes out of it at all. And that would have been the deluge. Noah's deluge. Noah's flood. It flooded everything. But what it sounded like as it started to have itself create, and they were brilliant as to how they created it. Yes. And the fact that it was God that intended it. He's the one that wrote the map. He's the one that wrote the story. I never thought anything would come as close as that. I mean, there's only been a few events, and the other one being the sun. You know, and they've been holy. They've rocked my very living being. They rocked my beyond my mind and my physical body, my spirit and my soul. They rocked it. I never could look at mankind again, not the same way. It taught me to realize, really realize, the value of man and how fragile everything is. And believe you me, you know, I wouldn't have put that on an enemy, you know, let alone having to live through that. There was no living through that. That scared the living crap out of me. It scared the hell out of me. This scared the hell out of me too. This was right up there with Noah's flood, with Noah's deluge. Right up there. And the reason being is that the storm that we are accustomed to are half the winds, but we expect rain to come with that or hail to come with that. What you're going to experience in the skies are going to be alive. There's going to be so much electricity, lightning on steroids. Truly, truly. The electrical storm, it is so severe, it could deafen you. It could break your drums, your eardrums. And the sky is full, just full, all hitting the earth as it's passing by. All of it. All of it. And it's not like it blows over a couple hours, or the very worst, how long have we seen storms? This doesn't blow over like that. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. And that's where we're really thankful that it didn't hit us, that it flew by us. Because look at the damage that will be created. It will be dumbing. We will not be able to get our heads around it. So this lead, because they're going to make fun of the tin hat, this lead also has to support your neck, your collar, and up. And this way here, like I said, it prevents the human being from frying. Now, we've never seen electrical storms like that, ever, ever. We've experienced tornadoes, we've experienced crazy electrical storms before and after tornadoes, but not to this measure, not to this degree. It is so alive that mankind is going to tremble, and it will do anything to run and to find what they already should have found when they had the opportunity and didn't take it seriously. It's going to be so alive, you do not want to be caught up into it. You do not want to be outside and vulnerable to it. Now, another blessing is somebody had said, a gentleman that had seen it in the 60s, worked for government, and he saw the red dust as well. And I kept quiet because I didn't want to be the only one that is saying something like that. Like I said, I always watch how much attention I bring to myself, how much heat I draw to myself, and I do it for reasons. So, looking at this, I can honestly say, we really need to know all this information. We need to know it for our own good. Look at it like it is going to be a really heavy-duty snowfall, and it's on the way. It's a monster, and you've got to prepare for it. On the warmer side of the earth, you need to look at it like it's a tsunami, that you don't have all that leisure time to weigh things back and forth, make that decision to head out of you don't want to be caught in that continent, in those states at that moment. You don't want to. Now, before this comes in, okay, before this system comes in, like I said, it stalls. A couple of really big, heavy duty issues are going to present itself. And yes, it is political. So this political back and forth, okay, is only going to escalate. Yes. The Russians, I never saw them doing really much harm to us. They really thought, man, if we were warned, we would have taken everything that was valuable and moved it, thinking of possible invaders, just the possibility of invaders, they would have already stashed it. And the invaders that I'm talking about aren't like what's going on right now, people wanting to just not have borders. Those aren't the invaders. The invaders I'm talking about is war. The other team, soldiers, and it is going to get, like I had said a couple of times, that they're even going to go throw their gold and diamonds and silver and everything, money, they'll throw it on the road, because they'll throw it away, because it's going to be worthless. It's not going to mean anything. It will not have any worth. And we need to understand now that this is the momentum we are moving into. So while this is stalled, like I had said, there is going to be this electrical storm from hell. Okay, I cannot stress enough that you should make a plan, find something underground, find a den, find caves. You want to get in as far as you possibly can, with guesstimating how quickly you could get out when needed at the right time. Now, going in, obviously, and you want to get deep, is water would be there, you would think, at that time, yes. And avoid the sun and what the sun is about to do. For those two particular reasons, which are extremely important to your life, you staying alive, and your existence, I cannot stress more. This is really super duper important. What I'm telling you is very real. It's real. It is. You might go, it's real to me, it's real to you, Diggin', it's real to you, Diggin', and I'm saying, before you even say that, look for confirmation. There will be proof in the pudding. And I believe this truth is going to be conveyed to you via political agenda and or military agenda. Now, like I said, the third temple, surprise, 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 everybody. It is. It's just going to surprise everybody that, wow, it got built. How did that happen? Yeah. It's going ahead with it now, because they really didn't know how this planet and the temperament was going to work itself out. How long did they really have for the crossover, for the flyover. Then there was also the politics, because I agree. I saw that if, in fact, the President of the United States had, and I did see that that seat was going to be filled by him. Yeah. A little slower. I had a friend ask me, and I said, "Oh no, I don't see Trump." And he said, "I don't know. You know, people here really like him." And that was because I kept seeing Mrs. Clinton, but I got my wires crossed. And those wires crossed had to do with, yes, Mrs. Clinton is in the forefront. She's, everywhere. You can see her face everywhere. TV, computers, posters, magazines, newspapers, you could see her everywhere. So I believe, because I saw that, I assumed that's what I was looking for, or looking at, and that would be at her presidency. It wasn't until after the inauguration, actually before he was sworn in, I all of a sudden got hit with a blast of memory, and I went, wow, wow, nothing's a coincidence. So all of this meeting, all of it, it is because, and I look at it, and I hate to say it, folks, I really hate to say it, but it is in the here and in the now. Now, people go time, 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 time. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I am. Uh, I really do hope I am. I'm going to pray that it's maxed out as far as 4 years. I'm going to pray. Yeah. Because there is the consideration of the stalling and everything else. But when I look at ages, you know, of little ones around me and what I had seen, I'm going, oh man, 3 and 4 years, that's it, that's max. And then we are in severe turmoil, severe turmoil. And we've got to, like I said, and stress, we've got to wake up, because it is not, it's not going to be as easy as a passing storm. There's from all of this, there's planets, and a planet that's activating all this energy and carrying all this energy and bringing with it all this energy. And it's been this way since the beginning of time. We have the tendency to think we're invincible, and we are a lot more special than anyone else, everyone else, including every living animal, every living being, even as plants. You know, and we're not superior to everything. We kill ourselves and kill each other. Well, look what's happening. We don't need to do that. See, we need to defend ourselves from big monsters like this huge electrical storm that is attached to Nibiru, and in particular, this whole system. It's insane. And if you decide to be a Noah and let everybody mock you and everybody laugh and poke fun, then you know you're on the right track. Allow it. It just means you're going to live. It means you're going to live. So please take my advice. Listen to this all over again if you have to, if you want to live through this. Okay? But prior to this, it's going to be political. It is. And the reason being is because I saw the enslavement of the Jewish people. I saw it. And who enslaved them? I'm telling you, there's only one person, flat out. And when you see his face, I need and want for you to know that is the vessel that Satan himself possessed. That's a fact. I know that it doesn't want me sharing this information, but I've got God and I've got God's protection because I'm supposed to tell you guys, and I am telling you guys. Economically, okay, we've got a dream of about 3 or 4 years, and I'm not here to burst your bubble. Like I said, I'm here so I can give you some information that could save your life. If it's meant to be, then it will do what it's supposed to do. In the meantime, this particular video, don't take lightly all the warnings. You kidding me? Where's the proof, Diggin? Again, I'm going to reiterate this. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Well, I have a string full of people the last, oh my goodness, 40 years, 41 years, that would be able to vouch that it's a blessing as much as it is painful, and that is these visions. When I'm given the visions, they are very real. When I get lifted in the spirit, it's very real. When I'm told and given prophecy, that's very real. Yeah. Doesn't matter how many people try to make me out to be the devil or want to throw me under the bus, or I'm a happy-go-lucky girl by nature. I really love life as long as Jesus is dwelling in it and in me, and then I am content. And I wouldn't be content without that relationship, without my brother, without my Savior, without my Lord, having my back and being within me, literally. That means he accepts me, and I'm acceptable to him, and that rocks. That really rocks. If I could want anything, that's definitely what I want. Like the center, the core. And so to be given the news that it is, I hear it that he's saying that he loves me. So the fact that I don't shut up and I am a chatty catty and I'm relentless, that's making him say he loves me. And that's pretty cool, because I've said it, the bottom line is I don't want people to die. I don't. Because with that means little people go too. And I don't want any people to go. None. So we need to have all the information. The storm is a storm that nobody would be able to weather outdoors. Nobody. I'll tell you right now, nobody will be able to weather it outdoors without your skin being peeled off. That's nasty, man. Nasty. This is the worst the world has ever experienced, this type of hell. And what I saw, it was one hit after another hit, after another hit, after another hit. Oh yeah. And it seems to be, which I think is weird, I'm not going to question it, but it seems to be that certain continents are hit rather than all at once a whole area. It starts off that certain continents, and then from there it spreads like worldwide, and that is martial law, worldwide martial law. Yeah. And during that time frame, Lucifer is incarnated. He is walking. He is on this earth. That third temple was built when they were enslaved. They were already enslaved. The Jewish people were already enslaved. The world was intact. Imprisonment because of the system that is set up, but intact. They're just karma. They wrote him off like, yeah, 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 yeah. And isn't that what they did? Discredit people, discredit the truth, and it came back to them, and it is coming back to them because we are super beings, extremely capable of great love and such healing and devotion and caring. It's everybody's game to win. So why don't we play? And that is take it in, get all the information. Start now. Go to garage sales. Turn it into a game. See how much money you can save. Do it that way to get what you want and still save. Now, this is going to have to go far. So, whatever you can save is how many seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, all types of seeds, the protein, the calcium, the magnesium, everything you need is in seeds. Everything. That's right. That's right. That's why I said you're going to have to buy a lot. You want to buy a lot because it's really small. You can carry a lot. So that's why you want to buy a lot. And have yourself set up and ready to go, knowing that as this happens, you know that you'll live. You'll know that you survive. You know that your children will live, and that's because you took care of them yourself. You didn't leave them up to a government to care for them. Keep the family together, but care for them all the same. They're never going to get the same quality that a parent is going to give to them, unless, of course, the parent can't afford anything and therefore is grateful for the pittance that the governments do give their poor. So listen, this storm can kill a great amount of people, a tremendous amount of people. And the smoke and the iron that is in the air, I am telling you, and that's where I'm saying, gas masks. You need masks to help you breathe. Yes, I'm tired, but I really wanted to finish this because it is not a regular storm, okay? A tornado looks like child's play. And I've seen tornadoes too myself, like real mofos, huge mofos. I've seen them. I've been like, oh, without wanting to scare my children, I thought we were dead. We are doomed. And by the grace of God, and I think my daddy and my grandparents, but I think my daddy made it that no, we got through. Scary. I could feel the vehicle being pulled, but we got through. So this storm, you really have to be in a dugout because nobody can withstand uh, that much electricity. And like I said, what you do need is lead rather than a conductor, or and trust yourself rather than anybody giving you advice. So Google the lead scenario. You could pick it up even in junkyards and just bang it with hammers. Bang it thin. Bang it to shape your head. You know, work it like you would dough. It might take you a while. It might take a couple if you've got friends. You know, but it's going to save your life. Yeah, right now is no time to be proud and to be uh, uh, entitled, you know, to have somebody else do it for you, because you are trusting whoever you're getting to do it for you, that they're going to care about you as much as you care about yourself. So therefore, they're going to be extremely overly concerned as to whether you live or die over you. That's absurd. You're the one that controls that as to whether you want to live, you want to die, and what your actions are. So, like I said, words are really, really, really super important. These videos are super important. It's not fear mongering. You got to get ready. You do. You got to get ready. And you have to know what, you know, dragons you got to slay. And this being one of them, the electricity, the electrical storms. People are going to be running just like this because it's going to be so loud, it's going to break eardrums. That's how insane it is. So start hiking now. Start hiking, all right? And beware of that. Google lead. It's because of the electricity. You want to save your brain. You need the support in your neck, or you do become a vegetable. And then you're a burden to your loved ones and your family, because they can't leave you behind. They would never leave you behind. Not ever. So you risk putting their life in danger because they love you. So make sure that you're being honest with yourself, and you're following through, because you don't want to put somebody through that. You don't want to put a loved one through that. So, okay, like if you like this video or found it informative, give it a thumbs up so we can start circulating the videos. And subscribing will not hurt. So until next time, I'm digging. This is the vibe. I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, but where I am saying nighty night, 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 night. Ciao, ciao. Buonanotte, amore. Buonanotte. Ciao. Buonanotte.